If you want to find a musician the day of a show, there's a 50% chance he's playing golf that day. If he's a country musician, it's like an 80% chance.
Some people want a house on the top of the hill. Some people want people to pay all the bills. Some people want to move on. Some people want to go back in time. Some people buy everything they want. Other people don't have a dime.
I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, 200 miles west of Nashville on the Mississippi River. My dad always loved music. My mom loved music. My mom played piano. Our sort of wake-up music in the morning for school was her playing hymns on the piano. Right before my senior year of high school, I lost a brother. And music was really the thing that helped me kind of navigate that grief and that tragedy. I went and studied abroad in Scotland. And I took my guitar, because it was like my right arm, you know, and I started trying my hand at writing songs. When I got home from Scotland, I started playing the songs for friends and asking, like, what do you guys think? It wasn't "you're great," it was, "you're not bad. You should maybe give this a go." And I traded my Xterra for a Volvo station wagon, because I knew I was about to put some serious miles on it. As a Memphian, we are sort of raised to distrust Nashville. Elvis left Memphis to move to Nashville to record and started making his records here. Same thing happened with Johnny Cash. I think Memphis has a chip on its shoulder about losing its most talented people to this city, because this city is the one that has the commerce, you know, whereas Memphis would argue that it has the soul. And so we were sort of raised that Nashville is a soulless corporate commercial music space where talented people go to sell themselves to the devil. What I've found is that the people in Nashville are amazing, and the talent here is incredible. I do think there still is a truth that people come to Nashville to see what the city can offer them, not to see what they can offer the city. And so I think that's something that really drives a lot of the culture here, is it's a culture of ambition. I always tell young artists that if you're super talented but you don't know how to work hard, you have no chance of making it. If you work really, really hard but you have no talent, you also have no chance of making it. If you're really talented and you work really hard, there's a slight chance you might make it. That's sort of the 30,000 foot view. The micro view is that it's a great city of neighbors that love each other and take care of each other. It's a great place to build a band. It's a great place to build a crew. It's a great place to raise a family.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American beauty.
I started getting invited to play all these great courses on the road. There's this reciprocation thing that happens of like, hey, I'll take you to play Cal Club or LA Country Club if you'll bring me backstage. And I'm like, sure, that's easy. Is it too braggy, or is it just my life on the road? One of the struggles of golf culture now in Nashville is that there's way more demand than there is supply. Golf is thriving in town, but there's just a supply problem. That's good for the game, bad for the golfers. In Nashville, the Golf Club of Tennessee is sort of the gold standard for a great golf course, a great walking golf course. It's a gift that I can give people, you know? Like, hey, do you want to go play the golf club? Like, yes, absolutely. The game has given me more than I could ever even imagine giving it back. Honestly, wish I was in the bunker. Huh, all right.
What do you got for putter?
So, well, the head cover is my favorite part of this. It also matches my hat. So my brother and I, he's 5 years younger than me. He also is a golf obsessive. We have another brother that was between us that passed away when we were kids. He was a kid with special needs. He had spina bifida, passed away very unexpectedly. His name was Jay Hatchet Holcomb. So this is the Hatchet. And every year we have a 20v20 Ryder Cup day at Sweetens Cove to honor him and his memory. And the winner takes home the golden hatchet, and we raise money for the first tee here in town. And it was 2 weeks ago, and I took the golden hatchet away from him, brought it back to Nashville. So I'm feeling pretty good about things right now. I don't have a sort of casual, me and the boys drinking beer, listening to music, dogging our wives relationship to the game. Just outside. All right, bogey it is. I don't play golf to escape the tribulations of home or work or life. I play golf to digest and reflect upon those things with people that I trust. Now, it's not always that meta, you know. Sometimes I really just want to make a freaking birdie, you know. My relationship with the game started with, I found golf to be a respite from life, a respite from social media, a respite from the physical wear and tear of touring. Yeah, pin high, just off the green on the left. Let's go make a memory.
Now found a pawn shop in Cincinnati.
When I wrote this song called Fly, I had this like lick in my head forever. And I would just sit and play it all the time, or like sound check. So one time I'm sitting here and I had this like word map out and had the word fly. I was kind of like, oh, fly, I'm gonna fly. Oh, two things that I like, put them together, and all of a sudden, like I've got this song, you know, of the beginning of this song. So that's one of those like aha moments. And then the next place you want to have those aha moments is when then you get in the studio and you're playing it, and all of a sudden the drummer comes up with his part, and the other guitar player is like doing the harmony part on the guitar, and all of a sudden you're kind of like, this is magic. This didn't exist 10 minutes ago, and now it does. And then the engineer pushes record, and you have a record, and now that record goes out into the world, and people can hear that song from anywhere in the world. And that's magic. And then you get on stage. This is the third act of the play. You start that riff, and the people in the crowd that love that song go, ooh, at the very beginning of the song, then it gets quiet, and you can hear them singing along quietly, and hearing people sing your music back to you is the last act of magic that happens with music.
I am fairly well now, I am strong, I am goodbye, I'm a long way from home. I am an orchard at the start of spring, I am a mockingbird, I love to sing, and I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly.
It's chicken on a plate, but it's something bigger to us. My family has always been in the restaurant business. My grandfather started working for Morrison's Cafeterias back in like 1947. He moved his way to floor manager and then assistant manager, and then ended up finishing as chairman of the board of the company in 1995. I grew up doing homework in the booth at restaurants and wiping tables down, and I think that was probably the first time I realized what a fun way to like bring joy to somebody on like a very simple, basic level. You know, we've all got to eat. My dad opened up a meat and three in Franklin called Bishop's Meat and Three. we were thinking about ways to add to the menu and do different stuff, and it was like, we grew up eating hot chicken here, growing up in Nashville, and it was always a thing that like Nashvillians knew about, but it seemed like the rest of the world didn't. We put it on the menu at Bishop's, and it turned into like 30% of our protein sales the first month. And then in 2012 opened up our first Hattie B's in Midtown near Vanderbilt, and it's been a wild decade since. Hot chicken has been around, I believe, since the 30s in Nashville. All of our chicken comes in fresh every day. We do a marinade that's about 48 to 72 hours, but it's got this like dark, rich, kind of crimson-y red to it, especially the hotter it gets. Cayenne paprika, you can do onion powder, garlic powder, any kind of savory in there. We use a little brown sugar, which gives it a little back-end sweetness that, like I said, kind of keeps you coming back for more. And then open the second one in West Nashville 2 years later. And I think really at that point was where we were like, okay, like this is popular here. And as we go out into the world, especially as we leave Nashville, we just try to do the best job representing our hometown and hot chicken and being good stewards of it, Like, I'm so grateful that while we were growing this company, I also fell in love with golf. It's given me something to kind of run parallel to the growth of this thing, is like me falling in love with something that I find a ton of beauty in, but also a lot of peace in. It's a great way to sort of clear my head or to go out and talk about bigger picture, sort of 30,000 foot issues or where we want to take this company or how, what we want it to be. I end up playing with guys I work with, so we use it as a way to like talk stuff out. Like you get in a cart with somebody for 4 hours, and you guys have some big decisions to make, like, depending on how the golf goes, I guess, you can really get into it. So it's a big part of, I would say, work for me and our group of folks. Golf sort of forces you to make thoughtful choices. And so, or you don't have to, but if you want to score. And so I think sort of with that mindset, we can get out here and like, get a nice walk in, get some, it opens up the conversation really well. Center. There are the golf clubs and the Venerable Legends Club and some really incredible private clubs here, but there's also really great public courses. I think there are a lot of people very generous of spirit around Nashville that have the means to support these things and realize how important public golf is as an entrance into the game. We've really used golf the last couple of years to support stuff like First Tee and the Sneds Tour and ways to bring people into the game and to open up access to the game. I think it's super important, and just the simple joy that it provides. I've been around Nashville for 31 years, and so this is home. It's been interesting to see sort of the city change and become this national place that people come in droves to visit. There's so much left to Nashville that doesn't make it downtown. I just encourage everybody to like try to make their way out of sort of the Broadway corridor and see the other things that make Nashville really special.
Your love is like a holiday.
We didn't do it to introduce it to the rest of the world. We did it just because we wanted to pay respects to hot chicken and what it meant to Nashville. Chicken is sort of our vehicle. It sounds kind of cheesy, but like We're all about love and community and supporting each other and supporting the people around us. We take a lot of pride in that, and I think there's something very powerful about a level of service to others that like our people take really seriously. And I'm so grateful for that, because at the end of the day, people just want to be appreciated and fed well and enjoy their experience.
You will go north to the lights and watch the snow fall. East to the city, we can see it all. South to the ocean, west to the mountains. It doesn't matter where we go, as long as we're together. What we don't know won't stop us now. I'll take you anywhere but here.
Belmont University, we're just south of downtown Nashville, pretty much connected to Music Row. Every student, when they come to Belmont, regardless of your major, have to take Belcore classes. We look at how is knowledge constructed. We read a common anthology or text, things ranging from Plato's Allegory of the Cave to Walt Whitman poems to Octavia Butler and science fiction. And then on top of that, each instructor is told to create the class however they want, to add on to that general theme of ways of knowing. And so what I've done for the last 3 years is titled the class Golf, Life Lessons, and Society. We'll read stories that deal with grief, that deal with socioeconomic status, that look at what does golf look like in Korea versus in Scotland. I think students come in when they look at the class title and will be like, well, I thought we were going to talk about the PGA Tour or big equipment companies and all that, and that's the furthest from the truth. We are going to read The 4 Acts of Ben Garner, which is one of his many pieces actually in the Golfer's Journal. They're both awesome stories, and that's like why we read the Golfer's Journal and incorporate it into the Golf, Life Lessons, and Society theme. We've switched from the anthology, which taught us a lot of stuff along the way, but now we're switching to kind of our everyday fellow golfer. Golf is a good time for reflection. Today, so much going on, screen time, news, everything, like it's fast paced. Golf can be a place where you tune that out and figure out what's meaningful for you on the golf course. It teaches you a lot about friendship, camaraderie, honesty, but I think golf has so many different unique elements that can touch people's lives in different ways. This is the Vinnie Link set, so you need a club that can go about 150, 155, so I'll bring an 8-iron, and then most shots are gonna be kind of in the 75 to 110 range, so I'll bring a sand wedge, and then you might get a couple that are like 120, 125, so some sort of pitching wedge, and then putter. Yeah, that's all you need. I'm just happy to be outside and walking, just to look at the scenery, maybe hit a good shot or two, but I think it's just like a simple form of recreation at that point, and to be able to slow down a little bit. Vinnie Links in particular is like a course where I can sit on a bench and I'm not gonna piss off the people behind me. I can let some people play through, I can take my time out there, have a conversation with the people that I'm with and not feel like someone's gonna hit up on me or anything. And so I think that place is unique in that sense. The Tennessee Golf Association, back in the day, were cleaning out some old cabinets, getting ready for the transition to where they're located now. Someone stumbled upon some architectural sketches of a golf course to be built. And I think someone finally realized, these are Donald Ross drawings. This is kind of a historic relic. With that information, essentially the best way to honor it was with Vinnie Links, which is the last set of original Donald Ross greens. One thing that I enjoy most is how interwoven the courses are into Nashville in general. McCabe over in Sylvan Park, 3 9-holes, a very great walking path that touches up against the golf course. And so on any nice day, there's gonna be people with strollers, there's gonna be people with dogs, and you're on the cart path on the bottom side of the course. 15 feet to your left, there's dogs playing in the creek, and then 15 feet to your right, there's people teeing off. But those people that are teeing off aren't going to tell you to be quiet, right? It's a part of the community, and the same goes for Vinnie Links. The first sign's dog park to the right, Vinnie Links to the left. And I think that is so emblematic of what is awesome about some of these public courses, just a part of what is going on, right? It's not secluded, it's not only for a certain type of people. And I don't think there's any more welcoming course when you drive up is like, yeah, I think I could be someone that plays here. When you look at the outside perception of Nashville, what clicks in most people's heads is like Broadway and the woo girls on the tractors and the honky tonks. But I think that is such a distorted view of what Nashville really is. What I love about Nashville overall is how collaborative and supportive the general community is. If there is something that happens, it seems like a city that rallies around each other and is supportive and very helpful. Golf has looked very different for me and how it's brought me joy over the years. I'm in this cool space now where, you know, still play golf recreationally. I teach a class that has a golf theme. I do research on golf. I watch golf. Like, you know, I probably need to diversify my interests and hobbies, but I just love it. I'm happy that I have something that I'm so passionate about, or that I can find joy in different forms of it, that it doesn't need to be oh, I really need to be playing like a top whatever course, or I need to go to this place to have a good time. Like I can have a good time anywhere in golf. Anyway, that people are more involved with golf, then that'd be awesome for me. You know, if someone came back 10 years from now and is like, hey, you wouldn't believe where I'm at in golf right now, and it was because of your class. I think that's a dream scenario. Who knows if that's a possibility.
It's just a game. But the friendships that I have, that I'm able to build context and camaraderie and story and laughter and all those things around golf is really unique. And I know that there are other mediums for that. It doesn't have to be golf, but for me, that's what it is, and that's my life. I can only appreciate my own life.
I am fairly well now, I am strong, I am goodbye, I'm a long way from home. I am an orchard at the start of spring, I am a mockingbird I love to sing, and I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly. I am moving, I am flesh and bones, I am a gunshot with a microphone, I'm a boy at the window as the summer sun sets, an old man in winter, nothing more, nothing less, and I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly. I am an old road walking on my feet, I am laughing neath the weeping willow tree, I'm a dog barking a honeybee sting, I ain't no angel but I've got my wings, and I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna fly.